Hello, welcome to my channel. This is Pawan Kumar. In this session, I will be dealing with Python Matplotlib library. Before going to the deep introduction about Matplotlib, let me start with an example. For example, if a salesperson working in a certain company and he wants to show the overall sales in a particular region or the entire regions, so he would choose to represent in a graph rather than the data. That is, a matplotlib is used for data visualization. Now the agenda is, what is a matplotlib, what is a data visualization, and what are the types of plots. So we start with the data visualization. So in order to quickly interpret the data, we need a data visualization. For example, in a stock market analysis, the data visualization is widely used. That is, in order to quickly graph the data, we need the data visualization. With this graphical representation, we will get a conclusion about what are the attributes that are useful for us and what are the attributes are not used. So coming to the cycle of data visualization, it starts with visualizing the data and analyzing and documenting the insights or the outcomes, and finally transforming into data set. That is, for example, whenever we are collecting any data set about a particular disease or about a particular area, so these 4 steps are going to be performed. That is, visualizing, analyzing, and insighting, and finally transforming the data set. Now, examples of data visualization: finance companies, and identifying the areas of development in an organization, and identifying the customer behaviors, and identifying the area up to which the disease like cancer has spread. That is, for example, in medical image processing, this data visualization is widely used in order to identify between the benign and malignant tumors and also identify the area up to which the cancer has spread. What is a matplotlib? A matplotlib is a Python package which is used for a 2-dimensional graphics. That is, it is used to display the data in a 2-dimensional graphics. What are the types of matplotlib? That is, we can perform bar graphs, histograms, scatter plot, pie plot, hexagonal bin plot, and as well as area plot. So using a matplotlib package, we can perform all these graphs. So I quickly move on to my Jupyter notebook. Yeah. The first case is to generate a simple graph. So to load the library, import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. This is the object name, so we can take any name. Generally all will take as plot only, that is plt. So I will be running the code here. That is to display the graph. Yeah, so the graph has given. So see, I loaded the library, and to plot in the canvas I used the method plot, and this is the x-axis and this is the y-axis values. So to display the plot, I used the method show. That is, show method is used to display the graph. This is a basic example of a simple graph. Now, how can we add the title and how can we add the label to our graph? That is, we want to add the x-axis and as well as y-axis. That is, so after importing the libraries, I will be taking the values x and y, and I will be passing the x and y values as the parameters for the plot method. Here the values of x and y may be numbers or a data sets or even contains the data frames which are in pandas. So generally all will use the data frames here. So I am using the list of numbers here. So I will be printing the value. Yeah, so here I got the labels, that is y-axis label as well as x-axis label, and the title of the graph, that is info. That is, so the above graph, it does not contains the x-axis and y-axis, so I will be plotting the x-axis and y-axis and as well as the title of the graph. Now coming to the third case, how can we style the graph? That is, here the graph is plain. Now I want to add the colors and as well as style for the graph. That is, in order to import the style, we have to import the style class from the matplotlib package, and we have to use the method ggplot, means that is graphical plot. So we have to use the graphical plot. I define the 4 variables here, that is x, y, and x1 and y1. I already explained that here these list of numbers may be a data sets or even a data frames also. So using the plot method, I will be passing the parameters and I will be passing the colors also. Here R represents for the red color and C represents for the cyan color, and I will be specifying the line width also. So I will be running the code here. Yeah, here I got the graph. So compare these two graphs. So here we can also use the grid also. So I will be using the grid so that the graph will be in a grid format. Yeah, it will be in a grid format. So the legend E means the graph, this shows the legend in a graph. and y label and x label, that is y-axis and x-axis, as well as title of the graph. So here I taken the 4 variables totally. There may be a data frames or the data sets or even a list of numbers. So using the style dot use method, I will be applying the colors and as well as a style to our graph. So in this way we can apply the style and color to our graph. Now coming to the bar graph. What is a bar graph? A bar graph generally deals with the categorical variables. That is, a bar graph generally used for comparison of the data. That is, for example, I want to plot a graph between the students and their marks. That is, here these are the student names and these are the marks. So here in a bar graph we can attach two list values, and this is also the two list values. So using plt.bar method, I will be plotting the graphs. So this is the first data and this is the second data. So to differentiate between these two data, I added a color to the second data, that is color equal to b, which is a blue color. Defaultly it will take the red color. So using the legend method, I will be displaying the first data color and second data color, and as well as x label and y label, that is student number as well as student names. So these are the computer marks. That is, if you want to draw a graph between the student numbers and as well as the marks, I can use a bar graph. So it generally deals with the categorical variables. Now, coming to the histogram. The differences between the bar graph and the histogram is, here it deals with categorical variables, and whereas histogram deals with quantitative variables. That is, I want to plot a graph such that the student marks range. That is, so these are the student marks. So I want to know which range of student marks are there in a class. So I will be drawing a graph between the student marks and as well as the range. So in range, that is in a histogram, I use bins so that it will be a division of the graph. So the x label and y label, and using the plot.hist method, I will be producing a histogram. So here the parameters are the student marks and the bins, and the histotype type is bar, and the width is the differences between the lines between the graphs. So here the width can be increased or decreased. So I will be increasing the width value, so we will get the width also. Yeah. So here, so this is the R width. So in this way we can draw a histogram. It generally deals with the quantitative variables. That is, if any example, that is the population in a certain country is also an example of an histogram. So it deals with the quantitative, and as well as, whereas a bar graph deals with categorical variables. Now coming to the scatter plot. So what is a scatter plot? It is used for comparing the two variables in a 2-dimension or even in a 3-dimension. It is generally used in a data mining or a data warehousing. That is, in data mining and data warehousing, we want to find the noisy data, that is outlier data. In such cases we can use the scatter plot. That is, it is also used for finding the outliers in the data set and finding the malignant parts. That is, in medical image processing, if we want to find the malignant area of the cancer, we can use this scatter plot. Here I draw a scatter plot by importing the libraries. I have taken 4 variables, that is x, y and x1 and y1. So x comma y belongs to normal data and x1 comma y1 are outlier data. So I will be differentiated these two by using the colors. So here are the values. So this is the normal data and this is the outlier data. These 2 points are resembles the same, which means that it represents the outlier data, that is a noisy data. So here I plotted the x label and y label, and I have titled as scattered, and using legend as well as show. So the show method is used to show the graph. Next one, coming to the area plot. So to track the differences between areas, that is, I want to track the differences between certain areas. For example, in an area, I want to know which game was played by most of the people. So here I have taken the games as 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. That is the number of days. So in first day, how many will play the cricket, how will play the tennis, and how many will play the football, and how many will play the wrestling, and how many will play the kabaddi. So I have been plotting the graph using plot method, and also we can also specify the line width also. The stack plot method is used to plot the area plot graph by passing the games and as well as the game names and along with the colors. So I will be plotting the graph here. So in this way we can plot the graph in an area. So this is an example. Now coming to the pie chart. What is a pie chart? It is used for percentage wise division. That is, for example, I want to know which game was played by most of the people in a particular colony. So I will be dividing it into the slices. So here I divided it into the slices. That is, wrestling is played by 4 people and tennis is played by 2 people and so on. So I also given the colors for the particular game. So using plot.pie method, I will be plotting the pie graph. Here start angle represents the optional, that is here the 90 degrees angle means it will start with a straight line, and explode means it is used to pull the slice, that is, for example, I want to pull the slice of any of the particular game. So here I passed the value 0.1 means the third game, that is kabaddi, will be sliced out, and along with auto pick means it is used to give the percentages in the pie graph, that is the total number of percentages. So the percentages will be obtained by using auto pick. So this is an example of a pie graph. Now coming to the multi graph, that is a multiple plots means, for example, in a hospital we are going to see that a sine wave along with the other waves, that is we can plot the multiple plots by using subplot method. That is a subplot method used to plot the two graphs. Here the argument passer 2 1 1 or 2 2 1 means here the two plots are available in horizontal one, and this is the first graph, and 2 1 2 means two graphs are available horizontal one, and this is the second graph. So if I am changing these plot values so that we can get the vertical graphs here. So I will be running the code. So I will be getting the vertical graphs. So in such way, so I can create a vertical graphs. Here a numpy array is taken width from 0.0 to 0.5 division by 0. That is differences between the values. And similarly, numpy array from 0.0 to 7, differences between the values is 0.05. So in order to combine the two plots, we have to use a subplot method. So these are the basic examples of matplotlib for identifying the graphs in a dataset. Thank you.